Hello everyone, I'm Srujan. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll go step by step through setting it up of CtrlX Core X5, downloading the tools you need, exploring the documentation, and download the OS from the CtrlX community so you can start building your first project today. Whether you're completely new to the platform or just need a refresher, by the end of this video, you'll have a working system and know exactly where to find help and resources. So let's get started. We start with the interface on the CtrlX Core X5, then we will connect the core to display, supply it with 24 volt, and connect the Ethernet cable to the port XF10 for engineering the hardware.
In this section, we're going to see how the interfaces of CtrlX Core X5 looks like. So we will go to the CtrlX community and we go to the documentation here, and then we access the automation control. This is where all the CtrlX products documentations are stored. And we go to the English version. We are going to see about the X5 today, and we go into the CtrlX Core plus X5 and X7. We go to the interfaces and interface description. This is how the interface of CtrlX X5 looks like. So we have display port here where you can connect the monitor and see what's happening on the core. And you have multiple Ethernet options which can be used for real-time communication, HMI, engineering port, and etc. So we have 3 USB-C ports, and which can be used for scanners, storage devices. And as I told you, in this we are going to use one of the USB-C ports, that's XF01C, for installing the OS. We cannot use the SD card slot here. We have to use the XF01 for installing the OS. And we also have a battery slot where the battery is used to buffer the real-time clock when the 24-volt supply is not there. So we don't have these extensions in our X5 which is with me, which I'm demonstrating. We only have the basic version of X5 with me now. So let's make the connections and get started preparing the USB stick for installing the OS.
So this is the CtrlX Core X5. I've connected the display port to the monitor, the Ethernet port to my PC for engineering, and which is connected to XF10. We'll be using the XF01C for installing the OS into the CtrlX Core using the USB stick, and then I have connected the 24 volts power supply. And I would also give you a note that we cannot use the SD card for installing the OS into the CtrlX Core X5 as you used to do in X3. So we have to use the USB-C port.
So the first thing is we need to download the image. So you can say CtrlX community. You can search CtrlX community and then you can click on automation community. So we land in the home page of the CtrlX automation community. So CtrlX is nothing but a product platform of Rexroth for factory automation. Yeah. So now we have to download the image. For that, we need to go into this. We have to go into downloads. So when I go into downloads and I am in Netherlands, so I say access Netherlands site. So I access the customer and partners, login as customer and partners. So okay, so now I have logged in into the collaboration room. That is nothing but the downloads. To download the image, so we have to go to CtrlX automation. So everything inside the CtrlX store is long-term release. As I have access for pre-release versions, so what I do is I go into CtrlX automation and I go to CtrlX Core app releases and I go into, you can see here V26. So this is a long-term release, and we see here like 3.2, that's pre-release version, 3.4 pre-release version, and 3.6 pre-release version. So if you don't have access to the pre-release version, you can contact the sales team of Bosch Rexroth, and they can give you the access for the pre-release versions. So I will go with the latest one, that's 3.6, and then I will download the CtrlX Core system image. So there are different options here. So the first thing is you see X3 and X5. So these are setup apps. That's the the you can say as the OS apps, you have to install them manually, but I will go via installing using the USB stick. So I would need this one because I'm using CtrlX Core X5. I would have to download this image. So I will download this image. So once this is done, so let's go ahead and prepare the USB stick. So to prepare the USB stick, we would need another software. So let's go back into CtrlX Automation and CtrlX App Releases. But another thing I would like to mention here, because we are using the pre-release versions, if you want to use this OS in your production machine, it's better to get the approval from the Rexroth, because they would evaluate your application and say this is good for your application, you can proceed, because these are pre-release versions. If there are some bugs in the software, you can be notified about it. So it's better to go and check with the Rexroth about it. Now we have downloaded the image file, but we would also need another software which is nothing but CtrlX Works. So we go and we also download the CtrlX Works 3.6. yeah. So I go ahead and download, and you can proceed with installation of this software on your PC. So now we have the CtrlX Works installed. So let's open the CtrlX Works as administrator, and in the home screen we would see devices. That's where all the devices of the CtrlX Core which are connected to your computer will appear with an IP address. You can also create a virtual core over here, and which you can simulate the real core on your PC, and then try out your applications with the code and with the apps to see how it functions, except the real-time communications. Yeah. And on the left side you can see the engineering tools. That's where, as I told you before, the apps which I told you, that's the PLC engineering, IO engineering, and the CAM designer will appear, and which you can start using it from here as well, and you can externally open them as well. And then coming into the app building environment, you can create an app building environment which uses the Visual Studio Code, and you can download the software development kit from here. And the focus for us is the utilities. So this is where we can create the USB stick to install the OS into the CtrlX Core X5. So if I click on this and I select the target device, that's the USB stick, that's 32 GB, and now I'm going to select the image file, and then I don't have a backup file because I want to have a fresh install of the OS into it. So I say create medium, say yes. So now how do we solve this error? So I go to the run, and I run this as administrator, and then I open the registry editor. So I have the registry editor open. So the main thing what you have to navigate to is you have to navigate to the H keys local machine, software, Microsoft PowerShell 1, shell IDs, and Microsoft PowerShell. And then you should set the execution policy to remote signaled. Okay, so now I have the USB stick detected. So I select the USB stick, and I have to select the image file. So you can select the image file. So this is the image file I have. Once you've selected the image file, so you create medium. So this is going to format your USB stick. Now the USB stick is ready for installing the CtrlX OS into the CtrlX Core X5. So now I will safely eject the pen drive. Okay, so now let's get back to the desk where the CtrlX Core X5 is.
So now I have the USB stick prepared. So now there's no power on the CtrlX Core, hence I connect the USB stick. I am going to power on the device. Now the CtrlX Core is trying to boot from the pen drive. So it's going to take around 10 minutes. We have to be patient, but I'm going to fast forward this video now. Usually on the CtrlX Core X3, so we have the red and the blue light blinking alternatively, but in X5 when it's flashing you don't see the red light, but it's only blinking blue light. So now you can see it's green, so that means the booting is complete, and also you can see it is asking to log in, so that means the OS is installed. But we need to give a reboot on the CtrlX Core. Then I'm going to remove the USB stick, and then I'm going to reboot it. And when you see it's asking to log in, now it's ready.
So I am on my PC now. I'm going to open the Works and try to search for the device. Meanwhile, I would also like to verify if my network adapter is on the right IP range of the CtrlX Core. So I say properties, set for, I see 1.55, that's in the right range. And then now I keep searching. Now the CtrlX is booted, so we can see it has found the device over here. So I click on this, it opens me this one, and it says it's untrusty, but I know it's local. I say I understand and risk to continue, and now I can log into the device. So it's usually Bosch Rexroth, say login, and the old password is, it asked me to change it. Password has been changed, so now we have logged in. So to verify it, I go to the apps, show the system apps, and 3.62, 3.64, 3.63. So all of them are installed now. This looks good. And now I can continue by installing the apps. So so I need EtherCAT app, let's say I need the Motion app, the PLC app, Python app, say open. So it uploads all the applications to it, I say install. So all of this needs the license. The Motion app, it says they don't have license, I still have to map the license to it. So this is how you can install the OS into the CtrlX Core X5 and also install the apps.
In this video, we saw the interface, connection, download of softwares from the CtrlX community, creating the USB stick for flashing. We also solved the error when creating the USB stick, and finally flashing and installing the apps into the CtrlX Core. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.